So recently we've had a lot of cut jobs that have come in, and I've been working my butt off getting those done, but it occurred to me, I had like 400 and some odd parts I've had to cut out recently, and while the combination that I have here, which is the Fast Cut CNC and the Thermodynamics A60i, does not produce a lot of dross, but like 400 parts worth of dross cleanup, even though minimal, is not very pleasant. So I'm thinking to myself, if I can't stand doing this, you probably can't stand doing this, and there's got to be a better way. So let's explore some common ways to remove dross and see which one works the best. That works. That's what we'll do today.
Season 5.
Okay, plasma is still running right now just because I didn't want to let everything cool off way too much. We can see that as it comes right off the table here. This is pretty typical. Okay, not too much, not too bad. Most of it just kind of flakes off with your finger. I mean, it's very typical. But for these shapes and this design that we cut out and everything else like that, there's a little bit of buildup here and there. So this piece is the control. This shows what I have to deal with normally, and of course we'll clean that off at the end of the day. But the other 5 pieces that I'm going to cut out here, I'm going to slow this machine way down, and we're just going to completely wreck these consumables and add a whole lot of dross to the mix here. I want to see it coming off and looking like snot, something terrible on it, right? So the next 5 here are going to be dramatically slower, not typical of what this machine will produce, but we want a lot of dross so we can see how to clean it off. So let's run these real quick. Oh yeah, there'll be some good dross on that one. That's super slow. I feel so bad for this right now. It's going so slow. But I can see it from up here. There is a ton of dross just blobbing up on the bottom. This is perfect. Okay, we had a slight mishap. This part right over here, it started working its way in there, but the problem is the kerf width is so wide because I made it go so ridiculously slow that it tried to fire in like midair, and then everything got screwed up. So this is, we only got 5 pieces to play with here, but these are probably like steaming hot. They're, watch your feet, stuck to the slab. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, this is gonna be great. So, yeah, I'm gonna let them cool off so I can actually handle them, but that was, that's just disgusting. Okay, let's let those cool off and we'll meet back at the grinding table. So we've got all of our pieces here, and these are the tools that we're gonna use for it. Since I had to leave one piece in there, we're gonna do a combination of the hard disc and a flat disc to find out which one of those is going to make a better surface here. But we've got a typical wire wheel, that's what I normally use, and I got a little oscillating tool, which I saw a video online of somebody doing that, and I'm like, well, hey, I got to try that because maybe that'll actually work. Also got the good old-fashioned ball peen and a chisel, so we should be able to chip away at some of this, and then we'll find out which one's the best. What I'm looking for: ultimate surface finish, quickest removal, ease of use, the whole works, right? So we'll find out which one of these is best, and maybe we'll try all of them on the control piece here that actually cut out great. So yeah, these are pretty gnarly. Okay, number 1. I've noticed before, if you just kind of smack the dross, that comes off of there. Probably use a chipping hammer maybe from, I don't know, from like a welding, like a welding chipping hammer. But before I knock all that off of there, let's see. It doesn't seem extremely effective. I mean, I think it's better off chipping it with just smacking it with a ball peen. But we can't smack them in here. I mean, this isn't gonna, that's not gonna do much for us at all. So we have to use the chisel, I suppose. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't use this method. So, but I've seen it mentioned before. Oh, I can't get that booger out of the hole there. That's I'm getting a little tired of holding it. Come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. I mean, I'm trying not to make this awkward. I'm trying to make it look like I know what I'm doing here, or like I've done it before, but this does not seem like a great way to remove dross. Well, let's move on to something with some power to it. Let's go the old tried and true here. I like my wire wheel. I use these often. You can see how kind of worn out this one is, but let's grab another one. Okay, normally this works a heck of a lot better. This dross is so hardcore. Oh wait, there we go. Some of it's coming off. Maybe this is the only way. Yeah, now it's coming clean. I got one corner off of there, one edge off of there without the hammer. But this dross is on here so hardcore, I don't see it being very effective at all. It just polishes the dross. See how shiny that is? Oh yeah, decorative dross. That's exactly what we want on our parts. I don't know, this. Okay, I normally go for the wire wheel, just because it strips everything off and it doesn't mar up the surface. It just, it puts some, little marks and stuff on it, but this is going to be really hard to say that this is good on this test here. So let's just set that aside for right now, just because, I don't know. We could argue the validity of it because that's some seriously heavy dross. So let's just put that aside. But we can at least see the surface finish on it, right? And normally that would be a fast way to do it. I think next up, let's do the grinders. Oh, that's coming off of there now. No, I'm gonna do half of this here. Now we got some clean sides or some small sides and some lumps here. So I'm gonna chase this out now with the hard wheel, the stone wheel or whatever we call it. Oh yeah, that just knocks it right off of there, huh? I think maybe it's just the vibration of it. I mean, it works. Makes the part look like total ass. Okay, we can definitely buff this out, but I mean, our part's now smaller and theoretically uneven surface, right? Yeah. Okay, this one I'm the most excited about right now. It's just a little oscillating tool with a bimetal blade on it, right? This is the one that like cuts through nails and stuff like that and other metal. Pretty impressive. I saw somebody using this online, so I'm like, yeah, I gotta try that out. So this part, looks relatively the same, so I'm curious. I've never tried this. I mean, I got that edge pretty good. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it was doing really well right here, right? It just zipped it right off of there. Let's try in the middle. It even got the booger. Well, come on. Let's see here. Okay, we know the most effective way now is the ball peen. Just trying to see if I can get under a brake or something. Oh, there we go. Maybe if I go a little bit lighter, I guess, on it. Okay, light, heavy doesn't seem to matter. I got an idea. Nope. We'll try really soft, gentle. We'll persuade it to come off of there. Nope. It's not working. I don't know. All right, let's kind of redo this one real quick with the control piece here. I want to use all of those pieces on there. I'm going to use the flap disc, the hard disc, the grinding wheel, basically the oscillator. I want to use the wire wheel, and we already know the hammer works, so we're not going to use the hammer or the chisel because we already got a piece that definitely did it. But this is a little bit more realistic because this is the dross that I deal with. So let's see what this. Let's start with the oscillator, I guess. Let's see if the wire wheel, because that wire wheel is what I use normally the most. Let's see if the wire wheel will attack that booger right there. Let's see if that'll get it off of there. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Flap disc. Oh yeah. Flap disc just took it right down. So here's what I'm thinking on this one. I normally use the wire wheel, but on very heavy dross or that really hard, sticky kind of dross, that really nasty stuff, it doesn't work very well at all. And we had to resort to the hammer or whatever. But of course, it leaves the nicest finish on it, and it doesn't make your part like super small, quite like the grinders do. Now, obviously, if we use a stone grinder, it just knocked all of that stuff off of there, no problem, just chewed right through it. But it also chewed through the part. And we can use a flap disc or a finer grit, and that, it made it through it. It took a little bit more effort, but at the same time, it does make our part smaller. It leaves an impression, and it leaves marks in the part. So I guess if it doesn't matter, you could use it, right? Now, the oscillator, I was a little disappointed because the video I saw, it was just chewing right through the dross and stuff like that. I mean, maybe they were using something else or had a different blade in there, maybe a diamond blade or something. I mean, I don't really know, but on the super heavy dross, it doesn't do exceptionally well. But on the finer dross, when we used it, let's see, where was it? It was right down in here. It did really well, but the problem is it leaves a really interesting pattern on there. That might show through paint or powder, I don't know. Maybe not so much because it's so fine, the blade, it just scratches the surface. But I mean, it's pretty cool to see that it did kind of work after all, and that pattern looks pretty gnarly. Maybe you can like decorate it somehow, I don't know. But the oscillator's neat. Now, hammer. Definitely it works, right? But we got chips, we got dings, we got scratches, we got all kinds of stuff. The hammer works for banging the dross off of there, but we'll see the reveal on the part itself. It's good, but it's not that good. It still leaves like a mark of dross. You'd have to end up going over it with a wire wheel at the end of the day or whatever. So, I don't know. Pretty interesting results. So what do you think on this one, right? I'm gonna put a poll up there and you guys can vote on which one you think is best. And if you've got a different method or an alternative method or something else that you use that works really well, that produces like really good result, good time, fast, whatever the case is, hey, post it down in the comments. Let's get some conversation going here. I'm kind of curious. I want to find a good way to kick all this stuff off of here. So either way, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. I gotta get back to work on other stuff, but I'll see y'all later.